Okay, hello everybody. We're going to take a look at negative and positive integers. So before we can start adding and subtracting positive and negative integers, we have to understand what positive words are and what negative words are. So we're going to take a look at these real quick before we get started. Positive numbers are when you're earning money or you're gaining a profit, like a business when they make money, that would be a positive. Earning money, when you're depositing money into a bank account, those are positive. When you're going up, like an airplane in the air, or if you're raising something up into the air, that would also be positive. Now, some of these opposites, instead of earning money, if you owe money, that's a negative. If you aren't earning money, you have debt. Debt is a negative, where you owe money. When you take money out of the bank, that's a withdrawal. That is also a negative. And then when you're diving below the sea, that would also be an example of negative. Here's a couple more. Positive numbers. When you're increasing, that would be positive. When you're decreasing, that would be negative. If you're going forward, that would be a positive. If you're going backwards, that would be a negative. If you lost something, lose money, lost your keys, that would be a negative. But if you gain, or you similar to earn, if you gain, that would be a positive. Going down a hill, that would be a negative. But going up above, that would be a positive. Okay, so what does that mean for math? So real quick, I'm going to just show you how that relates to a number line. So we talked about this in class. You have a number line that you can make vertical, which is an up and down number line. And we have 0. And then as the numbers go up, we're looking at positive. This is the positive direction. Positive. We're going up. Okay, I'm zoom in a little bit here. And if you're going down the number line, this would be negative. So you can think of this like a building. Going up the elevator, positive, going down the elevator, negative. Now we can also have a number line that goes horizontal across. Again, here's our 0. And if we're going forward or to the right, that would be in the positive direction. Okay, so I think to the right. This is up. And if we're going to the left, less, that would be negative. Less, negative, left. This one is going down. Okay. All right. So when we're looking at our positive and negative numbers, we can think about this as we know we have, like, I'm going to give you an example, a positive 3. This would be a positive 3. All right, so you could think any of those positive numbers. I earned, I gained, I moved to the right, I moved forward. And then we have an opposite, on the opposite side, we would have the partner to that, which would be a negative 3. Okay, and you can see that this one is above the 0 or to the right of the 0, and this one's to the left of the 0. We could do the same thing over here. We could say this is 3 above, and this is 3 below. Negative below, positive above. All right, so now I'm going to show you a really cool tool that we have been using. Let's get rid of this in math. So the Math Learning Center app tool is amazing at helping with negative and positive numbers. I'm going to start my number line at negative 20. Now, you can start your number line at any number, but I'm going to use negative 20, and I'm going to stick with whole numbers for now, but eventually we'll start working with negative and positive fractions and decimals. But for now, we're going to stick with whole numbers. And I don't want my numbers too far apart. See, if I do this, see how far apart they are? I want them a little closer so I can have more on the screen. Okay, so let's work out a math problem with the number line. Let's suppose I would like to do a problem like this. I want 8 and I want to subtract 15. Now, another way we can write this is 8 plus a negative 15. Okay, so I have the number 8. Imagine you have $8. Okay, you have $8 and you're going to spend 15. You're spending more money than you have. So how would this look? All right, well, let's check it out. So first off, we want to find where the number 8 is on the number line. Now, 8 is a positive number, so I can represent it using this hopper tool at the bottom. I'm going to turn my number on so I can see 8. Okay, so there's my 8. I'm in the positive 8, and I can even use my little tool here and I can circle, here's my 8. All right, so see, I went in the positive direction up to 8. But now I'm going to add, let me fix that. This is add a negative 15. Let's fix that real quick. Okay, add a negative 15. I'm adding a negative, so I'm spending money. So if you think like spending money, that works really nicely. So I have 8, which is positive, and I'm adding one a negative or subtracting. It's the same thing. Adding a negative and subtracting are the same. All right, so now I need to create a negative 15. All right, so if I roll my number thing backwards, I can take it back negative 15. So I'm forward 8, but then I'm backwards 15. And look where I end up. I end up here at negative 7. Okay? So this tool is a really good way of practicing adding and subtracting negative numbers. Now, I would like to show you another way we could do this. Another way, you could actually use both hoppers, positive 8, negative 15. But let me show you another way. Let's just get rid of my writing here. Actually, let's just get rid of this. Okay, you can use the eraser tool, might be easier. All right, and then I'm just going to get rid of these. If you highlight them and just hit backspace, it'll delete them for you. Okay, so the other way I can do this, instead of using both of the hopper tools down here, I can find 8 on my number line. And again, 8 is positive. I like to use the green marker just to stay with positive is in the green, negative is in the red. There's my 8, okay? And I need to take away 15. So I come up here, and anytime I'm taking away, I'm going backwards on the number line. Remember we talked about that in our little drawing. When you're taking away, you're going to the left or you're going down. So anytime you're dealing with any negatives, you're going backwards. All right, so let's take a look at this. Let's take away 15. So I'm going to take away 15. Oh, not 16, 15. All right, 8 minus 15 lands me at negative 7. Okay? And that would be my answer. And I can circle it. All right, let's try another one. We'll do a couple. Suppose I have, I'm going to reset my wheel here, clear all. All right, suppose I have this problem. Let's take the number negative 5. And I want to add 7. All right, so I'm at negative 5. I'm starting in the negative. This would be like I owe somebody $5. So let's find negative 5 down here. There it is, negative 5. Okay, I owe somebody $5. And I get paid. So I earn a positive. This is a positive 7. So I can come up my number line because I'm adding a positive. I want to go in the positive direction. And I'm going to add 7. And that would land me at 2. And notice it's a positive 2. Okay, positive 2. And that's because I was in the hole, or negative 5, and I came up to 0, and then I kept going up to 2, and that puts me at positive 2. Okay? So again, this is a really good tool to help with adding and subtracting numbers. Now, if you go into our Desmos, okay, and again, this is a really good practice. If you go into our Desmos, you have this adding and subtracting integers practice. We did this the other day in class, but this is also a good way that you can practice. You can go through and try these problems. You can use the number line tool. And if you go through and see after every couple problems, it'll give you a reminder and an example of what happens when you're starting with a positive and going into the negative, or maybe when you are starting with a negative and going up, but you're still not quite out of the negative. Okay, so this Desmos, again, it's the one that says adding and subtracting integers practice, is a really good way to practice this concept. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will keep working with negative and positive integers throughout February.